We were in a staff meeting at the Art Institute, and someone said, how can we keep students busy during the summer? And I suggested, let's teach a class that can only be taught in summer, where we take advantage of the beautiful weather. And they said, oh, great idea. What could we do? Could you teach that class? And I said, well, as a matter of fact, I just got a grant to do a video about the shipwrecks of Lake Union, and maybe we could have the students get involved with that. And they said, let's do it.
So how's it going? What you got going on today?
Yeah, I'm just here to be the sixth man, you know, come off the bench, give the team, help the team out whenever they need it, keep a few points and sit back on the bench. Again, here we go. It's all good.
I don't have time for this production. I have other stuff.
Just be like, excuse me, hold on.
I think my agent got me on the wrong shoe.
I'm working on my tan right now. I should probably have it on the silver. When I first heard about the special topics class for the shipwrecks, I jumped on it right away. I literally think I was probably the first one to respond in the email because I was already sitting at my computer working on something else. I was particularly very interested in the shipwrecks documentary and the class because I want to do documentaries. My previous degree, which really draws me to all these water documentaries, is in marine biology.
Oh, isopods. They're interesting to me, but probably no one else.
Having the marine biology background and dealing with water and video, combining that all, and just like my general curiosity of what is possibly in any water, whether it's freshwater or saltwater, really drove me to no doubt wanting to actually get in and be part of this class and do whatever I could to do it.
Leave my tripod. I don't need it.
Oh. Actually, I saw the flyer on the wall, and initially I was really intrigued because this is the kind of stuff I like to do. I love documentary work, but I shied away from it because it's all about boats, and I don't swim, I don't float, and I generally get seasick. Well, my responsibility was the main camera work for the interviews, again for the Shipwrecks project. So brought in a depth of field adapter to work with Vaughn's camera to try to give it a different look and to try to isolate the interviewer from the background, and I think it was effective. That was my primary responsibility, so, as well as collecting B-roll from whatever I could when I wasn't shooting the interviews.
My name is Jeff Bigler. I'm a student, and my position in the class would be, I guess, grip. I'll do things like I'll be able to hold a reflector for you. I can do that real well. I do a lot of standing around, a lot of waiting. I'll move stuff, equipment from one specific area to another specific area. One time I got to operate the boom, that was probably like the biggest highlight of this project. You know, I got to watch the levels, make sure the audio was good. That was really exciting.
One of the really good experiences was shooting out of a chase boat. That's a new one for me because I hadn't been part of any like real organized production before. So shooting out of a chase boat was pretty fun and challenging because it's not necessarily the kindest environment to be shooting in, especially on rocky waves and lots of sounds.
There have been so many kind of scenes that I've witnessed during this class that have been inspiring to me and exciting to me. I mean, seeing the students out on the water in boats, shooting divers, some of the students getting into the water, interacting with interesting people, archaeologists, UW professor with divers, sonar experts. Seeing our students in these situations is just really exciting to me because this is what filmmaking is all about, is interacting with the world, learning new things, getting out there and doing stuff, getting out of your little world, your little filmmaking world. So that's been exciting. There have been lots of inspiring moments, some funny moments. I mean, the fat drunk lady in the water, that was pretty amusing. I think we got some good B-roll of that.
Don't you touch my beard, bitch! She could be a problem when we go to shoot him going out.
Being in the middle of the lake with seaplanes taking off left and right, that's exciting. This is not the kind of thing you usually see Art Institute of Seattle students doing.
So when I advertised this class, one of the things I said was make sure to bring your sunscreen
and I was worried the first half of the summer because it was all cloudy that I was going to get like sued for false advertising, but no, the sun came out right in time. We've been having beautiful weather for our shoot, a lot of sunny days, so it's exactly the way we envisioned it. Getting these art students out of their dark caves and their music video, teenage suicide, you know, kind of subject matter, rock videos, and out here in the sunlight and the fresh air on boats, rowing boats, shooting video. Pretty exciting.
The most challenging part about the project is when I initially got assigned as the director or got nominated to be the director, I was scared, actually. All right, so as of right now, the working title is Shipwrecks of Lake Union. I didn't know what I was going to cover. I didn't know how I was going to get the stuff. I didn't know where to even start to begin with. I didn't know anything, so of course I just pretty much dissected the Center of Wooden Boats website, read everything they knew because I knew they were our client. Basically, it was kind of like my own imagination mixed with when I met with the Center of Wooden Boats, what they wanted in correlation with what the divers already had and what they saw in their experience. And so what I wanted to do was, after that, is create a story, get people able to relate to it.
Some of the students were so inspired about this class that they started early. Even before the class began officially, they were working on the project. So by the time the class officially started, they were already well on their way into the project. We had our first class. The directors got up and made a presentation about their vision. So when they got up in that first class, they gave really strong presentations about what they wanted to happen and what their plans were. And they had very well-prepared production schedules.
When I initially signed up for the class, I was hoping to be able to dive, but shortly after found out that it is actually illegal to dive in Lake Union unless you are certified, and then you have to go through all these other steps and contacting everyone. And we actually got a great group of divers to do all the diving for us and give us the footage we need for any type of B-roll or anything. Luckily for me, I was still able to get in the water and do some snorkeling free diving for video purposes, underwater video of the divers. And I wish I would have actually scheduled more of that because that was a lot of fun.
One of our goals throughout this class has been to tell the stories first person. We did not want to use the sort of voice of God narration that we would write. We wanted to try to extract the story from the people who are part of the story.
We should have products and polished products by Saturday, by the end of Saturday.
Yeah,
guys.
Almost polished.
One of the hardest things has been to get people to embrace the idea of transcribing interviews. It's a boring, tedious thing, but I have found in my own work that it can make the difference between a really good documentary and a hack job. Because when you transcribe your interviews, that's when you find out what you've really got in terms of stories.
This is the kind of real-world learning that I think we as students are looking for.